Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Life is Strange True Colors, where, uh, Gabe? Gabe, yes. Gabe got hit in the, face with a big rock and fell down a cliff, and we got a cliffhanger, quite literally. And, that's how the cookie crumbled. So fingers crossed. Yes? Yes, good.
I'm not big on speeches. I've always believed that the role of the bartender is to shut up and listen. And by that measure, Gabe was the worst bartender I've ever known.
Oh, so he died. Damn.
I never issued a speeding ticket to someone on a bicycle before, till he came along.
He cared so much about my admissions essay. Even though he probably couldn't spell admissions or essay.
He booked my band to play the Lantern. All the way from Seattle to pretty much right where I'm standing.
Hot damn. I mean,
I can recall 14 specific instances where Gabe said something that made me laugh. The first was 2 years ago.
oh boy, goodness.
So, long story short, instead of a ticket, I ended up buying him a beer.
Gabe stood like 3 feet away, grinning like a doofus at us. I'm sure there were more people, but I only remember him.
And then he said, I know! That's why the K is silent. Then the fifth time,
He cared about everyone.
He was the kind of guy you wanted to be around.
I mean, we still didn't see a
he
body,
was a
so
world-class bullshitter.
He was my best friend.
All I want to say about Gabe is he came into this bar as a stranger, but he left it as family.
did we find a body?
Guess that's that then. What happened to Gabe was a senseless, tragic accident. And I just wish
It
that,
wasn't an accident.
son, now is not the time.
Gabe called the mine.
True.
I gave him my sat phone to be sure he could get through. They fucked up. And now Gabe's dead.
True story.
That was my shift. If anyone had called, it would have gone through me. Nobody called.
You're lying. In front of Gabe's own fucking sister. Alex heard the whole thing.
No, not quite.
Well, I didn't hear Gabe make the call. But he told us he got through.
Well, if Gabe said something, then I'm inclined to believe him, Mac. What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. Just, I didn't get a call. Draw your own conclusions.
All right, folks. This is an ongoing investigation.
How
and
about we review the sequence of events? Hmm?
Well, son,
When I saw you at the record store, you seemed pretty eager to find Gabe. Remember why? Hmm? Another fight with
This
Riley,
is going
maybe?
great
I don't
already.
have to take this.
Just saying. Pretty wild that you come stumbling out of Gabe's apartment with your face all fucked up.
Ryan.
And just a couple hours later, you just so happened to miss the call that would have saved his life?
Look, I told you there was no call to miss. Okay, maybe the call got dropped. Or shit, I mean, it's not like Gabe was Mr. Reliable all the time.
Watch your mouth, Mac.
Ryan, that's enough. Now, I'm just as eager as you to understand all this, son, but there was a time...
Bullshit, Dad.
I'll
This little weasel's calling Gabe a liar
butt
at his
in when
own
I have a moment.
fucking wake.
No, I am just telling you.
Mac, I swear, if you say there was no call one more fucking time...
Stop it!
F-bombs.
Stop it now!
This is not the time or place. We're all here for Gabe. Okay, Ryan?
Sure, I'm sorry. It's not...
Try later.
I'm just...
Try later. Different place.
I'm not the one who killed him.
Yeah. I know. Sort of. Well, sort of you are, but
Aren't you, though?
What the fuck did you
that's
just
the
say?
mountain
Ryan,
climbing
back
rule.
off.
It was
hell.
shown in
I
that one.
thought I heard that you
Mac,
were the one.
you shut the hell up.
No. No, go ahead. You got something to say, Mac? Let's fucking hear
Come
it.
on, guys. Don't make me intervene.
All right, fine. As long as we're tossing around accusations, way I hear it, you're the guy who cut the rope.
Cool. So in this game, does she have the power to turn back time? No, she has the power to not only sense emotions, but literally the emotions overwhelm her, and she becomes the emotions. It's quite like she copies the emotions as like even when she doesn't want to. So when someone else is scared, she gets scared. When someone else is angry, she gets angry. Like it kind of gets that
Alex?
way. No. It's she sees
Hey.
the auras around the
Fuck
people.
those guys.
F-bombs again.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. No.
God, no. I'm a fucking wreck.
It's not your job to keep it together.
I mean,
Thanks. Do you-
I would try to do that job if it paid something, but
It's messy, but do you want to come in?
Sure.
uh-huh. So yeah, only she has the powers. It's just she sees the emotion auras around the people. That's how it works. I'm still kind of learning the how it is, but my gut feeling says that Mac is not lying on that front. So
You play guitar?
yeah, you used to.
Yeah. Well, sorta. I used to.
And nothing else matters.
Gabe would try to pop wheelies outside the record store to make me laugh. Never worked. Till he wiped out. That was hilarious.
Well, yeah, yes. Physical injuries are the base of comedy. It works every time.
Gabe really wanted to do the LARP for Ethan. But by the end of it, he was more jazzed about it than anybody.
Wish I could have seen it.
I'm kind of worried that the LARP is gonna come across really, like,
We took
not,
this a year ago.
I don't know.
We
Well, most of the examples I've seen are just that they've seemed
No
off,
way.
but I feel like I've seen the wrong stuff, you know?
I can't.
What?
He actually kept it. What a dick. Sorry. I just need a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Calm
She's
down, Alex.
she's
fine.
blue, dabba
fine.
dee dabba. Festival this summer.
Whatever that bottle made her think of, it really messed her up. I wonder if I could help her the same way I helped Ethan. I need to
I
feel
don't
her
know.
sadness.
You love
figure
King
out how to
Diamond's
help
voice.
her.
That sounds like a sensible opinion. Okay, I kind of missed what she's cheer her up. Do you want a broom?
One of the happiest memories I have. Thanks, Gabe.
I mean, it's my funniest memories because we had to look at 2 minutes of broom rock and rolling with no sound because the copyrighted music is off. It's great.
Love that Gabe was going to be part of a LARP. Would have been fun to see.
I still have this, like, did we find the body? Like, if we didn't find the body, I'm still
Feels
on
like
the fence
a
here.
million years since that day with Gabe. Hasn't even been a week.
Under a week. Okay, okay. So, 4 or 5 days, maybe? Did we find the body, or did she just get washed away into the moon on Endor or something?
Hey, Shushu. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, that no problem. I mean, small talk is what chat is for, right? Like there we go.
Getting dressed shouldn't be so hard. And yet,
Well, I can relate. Hello. Alex, I'm having a small event for your brother tomorrow at 9. I'd love to have you there, but no pressure, okay? You take all the time you need. From Jed. Alex, let me know if you need any groceries. I'll cover the cost. Jed.
thanks, Jed.
Alex, I'm so sorry. Apartment's yours for as long as you need. You know where to find me if anything comes up, Jed. Okay, so we didn't touch the notes. Man. I really expected Gabe to come up, like, in a... I mean, I guess he still probably could. Sind, hi, welcome. Glad to have you. Now we're gonna talk about the birds and the... Oh, really? Well, there... Well, that... I guess that... That's a pastime if that's how you want to spend... spend the day in your private, free time.
Foosball champion. Why would that make her so sad?
Do I wanna? And her head explodes. It's The Ring, the movie. Let's go. Again, this reminds me a lot of Murdered Soul Suspect. It's actually pretty eerie. It honestly is.
Now I can find out what's really going on with Steph.
Can I?
What are they called again?
Don't shit on my yard! They're amazing! Their guitarist has one arm.
Badass.
Cool. Well, here's the foosball.
Dude, give it up. I already booked a bus ticket.
Wait, hear me out. One more game. If I win, you have to stay. If you win, I'll cover the ticket.
You just lost $50.
Okay. Well, I mean, that is the age-old question, Sind, and sometimes indeed a Dragonborn shouts and then he shouts. Yeah, yes, that is how life happens sometimes.
Here's to your new job at the station.
Oh, didn't I tell you? I'm not taking it. I move to Denver next week.
You what?
Okay, I'm apparently missing something. Oh, for fuck. I am the moron of morons. See, I am a professional video game person. This game reminds me of that game where the main character is... the... Tell Me Why? Maybe? I haven't played it, but...
Steph is so upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your new foosball champion, Gabe Chen.
Oh, you're the worst. Can't believe I have to stay in this stupid town.
I think we both know you could have beat me if you really wanted to. So you're welcome.
Bullshit.
Oh, really? Huh, okay.
Her sadness is so strong. I hope I can help.
Yeah, from my experience, helping sadness is kinda, well... I guess it's not complicated to help it in the moment, it's just complex to fix it in the long term.
Damn it, fucking overpowered blue meteor.
Aww. Is your controller broken too?
We're playing until I win.
Then I'll be crashing here tonight.
I think I know enough to help her now.
Do I? Hello.
Steph?
Sorry. This is so embarrassing. I just need some time.
Press A
Okay.
to help. I have my doubts.
Still can't believe he's gone.
Yeah. He's the whole reason I'm still... I'm sorry, Alex. Don't mind me.
I mean, I think foosball is the, like, step one, but... Okay, so here's the thing. I'd love to know what she's gonna say, though. Like... I mean, it's the category of item I interacted with, but that could literally say anything.
How about a quick match?
Did Gabe tell you we played?
Had a hunch.
I just had a hunch.
Yeah? Well, you're right. I don't really think it's a great time. Fine.
The juxtaposition of the vibe and the...
First to 5 points?
If you say so.
Use the LT RB to flip the foosball.
So, how often did you and Gabe play?
Oh my goodness.
It was one of our favorite games.
You must be pretty good then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
You were in a band, right?
Yeah.
This is all
What'd you play?
kinds of no.
Drums.
How long did you play with them?
Too long.
Gotcha.
Ugh. I mean, the problem is you can't move it on like a sideways angle. You can't do anything with that. It's pretty crazy. You just have to hope that the guys are in the correct spot. It's the craziest minigame well, not the craziest. It's the buttons. See, she may be mourning someone, but I'm gonna win the game. That's how the cookie. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh. Jesus.
5 points. That's game.
Yep. Big shocker.
Oh, hey, at least you played your best.
I mean, that obviously wasn't my best.
No, I get it. I mean, this is a tough game. Requires skill.
Are you
timing,
sure you know how to
And the will to
emotions?
be a champion.
Oh, is that how it is?
I'm really getting really weird vibes about this scenario. Tired, gonna go to bed. It's been a long day. Have a good stream. Oh, and have a good sleep, Bread Truck, and thank you for stopping by.
Okay. Joking aside, playing this stupid game with you is exactly what I need right now.
You're on.
Oh boy.
I'm actually trying this time, so you better focus.
I am focusing.
Good. Wouldn't want you to get distracted or anything.
Certainly not.
Man.
Greatest Northwest band of all time, go.
Are you trying to distract me?
Of course not. Slater Kinney, if you were wondering.
I really hate that you can't sideways this. Like you miss because the guys are in the wrong place. Like what the fuck? Again, like what am I supposed to do with that, you know? Okay, fine, cool. Ah! Victory!
Shit.
Oh, that's a win.
I was actually trying that time. Okay, wait. Let's get serious. One more game. Winner takes title of Ultimate Foosball Champion.
I don't know.
Come on. You know Gabe would be all about us playing like this.
Well, then it's settled.
Man, that eerie soundtrack in the background just feels like the
This is
weirdest
it, for all the
thing.
marbles.
So many marbles.
Definitely the kind of game you want to focus on, no matter what happens.
Totally.
Hey, so are you into girls or what?
I'll date anybody, assuming they're my type.
What's your type?
I'll let you know when I meet them.
Come on.
Who's what?
What? Fuck.
I knew it.
How old are you exactly?
Old enough to know better.
I really didn't hear what they said because I just pressed buttons here. Who is what? And then I just what? So boom, 5-0.
Woo! Foosball champion! Foosball champion!
Goddamn, Shin family! Oh!
Good game.
Thanks, Alex.
Problematic dialogue
glad you
idea
talked me
in that
into
it
it.
it cuts
was a
off
lot
the
of fun.
dialogue. I didn't understand what they said in the second one. Wasn't sure what to answer into the dating thing. Like, like options open? I don't know.
It's kind of crazy that you knew exactly what would cheer me up.
Did I?
Don't give me too much credit. I'm the one who really needed it.
I have magic brain though, so it helps, apparently.
So, what are you gonna do now?
Drink?
What do you mean?
That shit with Mac. He's clearly lying, right?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what Mac's deal is. His story doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I do know that I need to find out exactly what happened that night. For myself and for Gabe.
I've got your back. No matter what.
I'm unsure how to read
Thank
the
you.
emotion color,
means a lot.
so I don't know. Like my first gut instinct was that the game is
I
like
should head
throwing
back
the
to work.
curveball. It actually being true that it got, like that's my first thought, but who knows? I mean, I guessed that Gabe wouldn't die, but there we are.
Bye.
Bye.
Sombrero. Oh, right, it's under my webcam. It was a text of sombrero. Trust me.
I know Gabe made that call. But did Mac really let the blast go off just to get back at him?
I don't know. I played a really solid bit of Minehaunt last time. It's a nostalgic thing, but good god, it's hard. And the controls are a little bit too stiff to quite enjoy fully. But they are, you know, old school accurate, I suppose, in that sense. The outside looked icy, but it might have been just the emotion thing. Ooh, empty cans. Let's bring them to the store and we'll make money.
I'll toss those soon. I swear.
Okay, I could sit in the chair. Wind spinner.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
Well, it's well, blowing in this is healthy, I'm sure. Hello?
Why look up at the sky when you could look at a sculpture instead?
Praise the sun, yes. The moon apparently as well if we see the opportunity to.
No birds today.
Well, you came in here, so you might want... Oh, is it like one of those that shows if it's full or... I don't... Very weird bird feed. Our bird feed is like a small... Almost like a house cabin looking tiny thing that then, you know, has seeds.
Gabe really loved this place.
Well, it looks nice.
Gabe was such a dad.
I mean, I'd grill stuff if I had the room. I guess I might, but, you know, the neighbors might be a bit, you know, with the smell.
This thing's been up here a while. Isn't that Steph's old band?
If you say so.
You could stay here too. I wouldn't try to stop you.
Yeah, good. I'll be the only trans person in a town with a population of like 4. That sounds like a blast for me. Thanks for not trying to stop me.
I'm sorry, Izzy. It's not you. And it's not the band. I fucking love that shit.
F-bombs.
But I need to try this. It's just time for something new.
I knew it. I knew this would happen eventually. Fucking... See you around, Steph.
Human relationships have a decent percentage chance of ending at some point, so in that sense, yes, one can quote-unquote guess that some of them may end eventually, but that doesn't really mean much, I think. It's just that I should probably tell that to myself as well, but that does kind of add up, though. Like, if you really think about it, like, just human relationships tend to... Like, friendships and such tend to, at some point, end. With... so... knowing that they would is just, like, self-fulfilling a prophecy through fear. Some of them last, though, so... You know... It is a curious notion, though, of how do you manage it if they do end, and which ones do you feel like you can trust and which ones you can't. I'm still kind of working that one out, but eh. Live and learn.
I bet Gabe could even make golf fun.
Are you saying you don't have a mini golf game? Like a mini game golf. How dare. I played mini golf once. I was 6, and then I accidentally hit my mom in the face with the bat, and
get some
she had to get
answers.
stitches. Oopsie daisy. I really, again, I missed completely what she said. Like, it's really unlucky timing with these. Cool. I feel we really learned something. Alright. So I assume there's nothing else to do here then. Let's go. Maybe. Well, I found the collectible at least. That's something that I missed at least a couple in the first one, so there's no chance of getting all of the collectibles anymore. But even then, even if I would try to do them like every other chapter, it's still it doesn't seem sensible to do like a walkthrough for those. I need to get a blind playthrough in to really appreciate the story they're trying to tell. Okay, anything? Oh, essay, hi.
The kind of person who got that worked up over a college essay could be capable of almost anything.
Is that like a observation of worry or what? Did you change clothes on me again? Hold the phone. You did. How dare? That's not bad. The yellow is a bit much though. While I do realize the wolf motif is a bit is a reference to the second game, which is not a great game. I played through it. I got the achievements for it. It's, you know, the story is bad. Oh boy. But it's still a good looking shirt though. Let's go with that. I think it's a slightly more stylish look, so I'll go with it. Okay, so maybe we go now?
I never got to see bartender Gabe in action, but he left some pretty big shoes to fill.
Fair enough. I feel like I don't need to do the mine haunt again. I did it last time around. It's, you know... I guess it's better than not having it. And I mean, if I had a crib of my own like that with one arcade cabinet, I wouldn't complain. Although the constant bleep blooping of the machine, even, you know, 24/7 might be a bit much. Danger cougar in the area, of course. Okay. This seems worrying.
Things got pretty heated back there.
Or maybe they tried to tame a suddenly appearing lion. You never know. Like, that's what chairs are for, right?
Oh, hey kid, you don't have to do that.
Too late.
wanted to apologize. For all of us. We're all grieving, but that's no excuse. It was your brother's wake, and you both deserve better than listening to a bunch of fools squabble.
True, but it's interesting that there's a lot of 50-50s where you can blame everything on Mac. I got a feeling that I need to know the info first. They set him up as the liar in the first bit, but that's when they get you. You just, people are rarely one-dimensional.
I appreciate it. That was pretty rough. Although it's hard to imagine a good version of your dead brother's wake.
No, there's no good version. Just all of us trying to get through it together the best we can.
The true neutral version.
Wasn't the first wake held in this old building. I doubt it'll be the last. Anyway, if there's anything I can do, just let me know.
I need to talk to Mac. I know he's lying. I just don't know why. Any idea where I can find him?
Well, he helps out Eleanor at the flower shop. That'd be the place to start.
Do I know he's lying? I mean, again, maybe she...
I feel like I should warn you, though. You might not get the kind of closure you're looking for. If you get any at all. Just don't pin all your hopes on Mac Loudon.
Yeah, people aren't good at closure. They,
Thanks for looking out for me, but what else am I supposed to do?
I wish I had an answer for you.
I feel like I said I get it and not that, but okay.
If you get a chance before...
This game has a bit of that, where the character says a very different thing than what you chose. Like, I said I get it, and that's just not quite what...
Or you go all Dirty Harry. Swing by the dispensary. Charlotte wants to see you. And one more thing.
Car.
I've been meaning to give you this for the last few days, but I didn't want to disturb you up there.
Oh, dorky.
It'll get you through that door and the one upstairs.
Man, was
This
like
is your home
slipping
now.
right to the floor.
For as long as you'd like.
As long as I like? Really?
I don't want to make any assumptions or put any pressure on you about what to do next, but you're always welcome.
Asking about rent was... It felt a little,
Give him hell.
I don't know. Brr. Too practical for the moment,
I have
if
no
you will.
idea what to even say to him.
I don't know what to say. It was terrible. Shouldn't have said to see there. You know, they're going through a lot, and we talk. I know it's actually a lot, but I really need to talk to you. Can I, write to them? I don't think so. It just is. Okay, cool. I don't remember if you could reply to them in the previous game. Like in the first one. I think I have a vague memory that it maybe was, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was all just message history you read. I'm not sure. Pickaxe.
If I never saw mining equipment ever again, it'd be too soon. I should put something here. It's the least I can do.
I don't have anything.
They must have been close. Poor Ethan. Gabe Chen. Smooth criminal.
Right.
I wish we'd had more time. I hope Ducky didn't finish this by himself. Courtesy of Haven's favorite DJ, I bet.
Right. But yeah, I don't have
Maybe I
it.
can find something upstairs to put on the memory table.
Under my umbrella.
I had an incredible mom. And I decided I wanted to be a ranger. She was the first person I told. She said, "You're exactly what these mountains need." Bye, Mom.
Hashtag Tekken. Because in Tekken they throw, like, the dad and the boy throw each other off a mountain. It's great. Okay, memory table. Give us a minute. Do I put the broom in like that? That seems fine. All right.
Wonder what I can find up here to add to Gabe's memory table.
I'll just hold the arcade cabinet on like a hurt. And there we are. It's fine. Or the empty beer can. I'm sure that's fine. Sure. Let's press
See?
A to do laundry.
I can be a person.
Is that being a person? Then I might not be a person. Snowboard.
Would have been fun to see Gabe crush some sweet powder. Or whatever snowboarders say.
I don't know. I feel like he could have crushed some sweet powder up his nose.
I could add this to Gabe's table.
Okay, well I can't do the broom. So... yeah, maybe. Oh. Do the dishes the game? I mean... Maybe someone comes in and mentions that the place looks or doesn't look like
It's
a
a start.
pigsty or something. That's what the save, like the save screen sort of. There's under my webcam. There's a bit of a save icon, which is like a lantern. It just does the noise of. So I'm oh, hello. So the jigsaw puzzle got undone. Okay. All right, let's grab the thing then.
This is perfect for the memory table.
If you say so. Let's go. Let's dance to the tune. Okay. Put a thing on the table. This is excitement 101. Let's go.
Glad I have something to add to Gabe's table.
Sure. And then we go and be Batman again, and we'll detective our way through this. Right. Okay, carving.
RM and TB. I wonder who they were.
Well, something and tuberculosis, I'm sure. You know, Arthur Morgan and tuberculosis. Badum. Ha. See, I'm totally clever. The people who know, they know. Yes. Okay.
Okay, Jed said I might find Mac in the flower shop. But I have time to swing by the dispensary if I want.
Come by the dispensary. Oh, I can't be bothered to look at the phone.
Okay.
All the time.
This is probably the most Haven thing I've seen yet.
If you say so. Okay, dispensary.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
Well, that's the American experience for you. Wildflowers.
Insert epiphany about new beginnings here.
Flower is power. Yay. Yes. I have no idea where I'm looking for, like, dispenser.
Bullshit. We have a right to know what's happening. Typhon, 8 years of my life, and they can't give me back one simple answer about my job.
Typhon doesn't give a shit about anyone.
Well, that's corporate capitalism for you.
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Yeah, but where?
I just still can't wrap my head around it.
I might be too close to the issue to have an unbiased opinion, but fuck this.
Do you want to do something together next week?
Guy friend. Gal friend.
Sure. I have a pottery class Wednesday night. If I tell him I like him, we'll date, and then we'll break up.
Maybe.
And then I'll lose my best friend.
I mean, you don't know that. Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said,
Come on, man. Can't you take a hint? She's not into you. Let it go.
Maybe I could help them. Wait, hell no. What am I thinking? This is none of my business.
Yeah, I usually grab a bite with Katie. You should come.
So I can't help them.
Oh, I meant just the two of us.
I mean, I think she's right though. Maybe don't get involved.
All day. Aren't you sick of me?
That's interesting. I kind
Guess
of
they
like it.
didn't feel like painting the mine. Might be a good time to check out the dispensary.
Where?
Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Where? I'm sure it's named somewhere, but good God, help me out here.
Steph asked me to pop by the record store if I had time.
Just get. Fine. Let's go to the record store. At least that I see.
Steph asked me to pop by
I
the
know.
record store if I had
I
time.
know. Give me like 10 seconds in between audio prompts. Game, come on, please.
Steph asked me to swing by. She's got to be around here somewhere.
Well, there's not super many options.
Another issue of legendary monster hunter Thanor. Looks like Steph might be working on a new project.
Uh-huh.
Chrissy looks sweet. It would definitely be wrong to claim someone else's lost dog. Right?
Sure. More Thanor.
Haven's favorite and only choice for modern rock.
Hi.
Hey, I'm glad you stopped by. I've only got a sec, but
Yeah.
have you talked to Ethan at all? He's taking it really hard. But what you did for me this morning got me thinking. What if Ethan needs something like that too? Something fun and distracting. Something like a LARP.
Like the one you and Gabe were gonna take him to?
Yeah, but designed just for him and Thanor.
I think it's a questionable idea because it might remind him of Gabe way too much. Like, do something completely different. Like, you know... So, like, you know, if they intended to go to Disneyland with Dad, and then they go to Disneyland when the dad is dead, that seems off. Like, maybe instead go to... watch a DreamWorks movie. I don't know, like something that's still fun for children. That's like awesome but different. You know, like I have no idea what "can we do that" means though. Sure.
He'll love that.
Yeah, I'm glad you think so. I need your help though. I want it to be as good as it can be. Ethan gave you one of his comics, right? So, what do you think? Who would the famous monster slayer have the most fun defeating?
They look kinda similar, if I'm honest. My instinct says the left one. Just because, you know, kids like the lightning and the fire. It's a little, I think, yeah.
Stormrider looks like a worthy opponent. He gets my vote.
All right then. Oh, I gotta get back in there. There's some stuff in my comp book. Be cool if you could check it out. Help me make some calls.
I'll see what I can do.
Mosey around and do stuff.
Hey, Haven listeners. That was Phone Tap.
How could Chrissy leave me? After everything we've been through together.
Chrissy. Wait, isn't that the name of the found dog?
Spring Festival is just around the corner. Sponsored by Typhon Mining Company.
Wait, found a
Admission is
dog?
free this year, so bring your friends, bring your family. Hell, bring your ex. I'm sure it'll be different this time.
Wait, Chrissy? She's a dog?
Have the but the found dog tag is small. Hi?
Hey, you posted about a lost dog, right?
I think they have her over at Todd's Hardware.
Found dog.
Serious? Thank you so much.
Help
I'll
hoodie
call them
guy.
right now. Hi, I'm calling about the lost dog. Chrissy? Is she okay?
Bird.
Oh, thank God. Is she there now?
Drums. It's okay. Comp,
awesome.
whatever.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh. Looks like Steph wants me to do more than just make some decisions. She wants me to play a bard.
I've never fully understood the bard class. It's always like... It's like the extra buff class. I never fully understood, like just... I wouldn't know how to play it effectively, I think. Fill in your character, bard, a half-elf, distortion field, or healing serenade. Level 1, health points 10. Did you...
Guess I'm in. Let's start with my name.
Creole sticks?
Take your time. I'll wait.
I don't know.
Alto is a good name for a bard.
Sounds like maybe.
Ability time. Distortion field sounds fun, but healing serenade could really come in handy.
I tend to go aggressive usually. I don't tend to play healer.
Let's go with Distortion Field. How did I meet Thanor?
I'd love to know the details of the story beyond heroic or funny, but
It was a dark and stormy night.
oh my goodness. That was a
This LARP
quick
thing
write.
Just might work.
This is a wall of text. Okay, I think we're done. Hi, cat.
Val, I just want to be friends.
Well, there. That's the life with cats. Okay, let's try and see if we can find dispensary. I'm so not sure, like, which direction to try and go to. I'm also wondering if I could have helped the man and the lady, but she said...
Still need to check the flower shop for Mac.
Yeah, and then the...
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Did I talk?
Oh, it's that guy's sister. I feel so bad for her.
Getting sick of people feeling bad for me.
Man, it's so interesting. It's not too long ago when I played Murdered Soul Suspect. This is so similar. It's amazing. I mean, I can't complain. I really like that game. I think that game is crazy underrated. Okay, so that's the flower shop, but I wanted the Charlotte hopefully first.
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Haven Drugs. Now that is a store name right there. Oh! Did I really just miss... Oh, I'm an idiot. Hi.
If he's innocent, why is he acting like this?
Acting like what? Maybe I can get her to tell me.
Know where drugs are going. Swear to me.
Yes.
Hey, Riley. Alex.
Hey.
Who was Eleanor again?
I know you and Gabe were close. How are you doing?
I miss him so much. He was like an older brother to me.
I'm glad he had you.
Thank you, Alex. Really.
That sounded like the better way to put it. I'm glad you had him. Sounds like it could be passive aggressive in terms of like we didn't because we didn't get to know them. I'm so bad with these names. Eleanor was...
You and Eleanor seem close.
She's taken care of me ever since I was little. I never really knew my mom, but she's always been there for me.
What does she think about you going away to school?
She's thrilled. I think she just wants me to end up happy.
Charlotte was Gabe's lady, right? Eleanor, I'm so blanking.
That's really sweet.
She's the most selfless person I know.
She's lucky to have you.
Thanks.
Again, have you? Sure. And big one.
That fight Mac had with Gabe over your secret meetings. They were about you applying to college, right?
Yeah. Ever since the first time Mac lost his shit in front of them. Gabe and Charlotte had tried to get me to end things with him. And after all this, I can see that they were right.
Ooh.
Do you think he could have ignored Gabe's call? I mean, do you think he's capable of that?
I don't want to believe that, but... Sorry. I'm really not ready to talk about it.
I wasn't sure which one to go for. Oh, underline. What do you mean? Okay.
Yeah. I get it. It's just... If he didn't do anything wrong, why is he acting like he has something to hide?
He asked me to leave Haven with him.
What?
Right after the wake. He wouldn't tell me why. But he just looked so guilty. I told him no, and that we were done. And now... I'm scared he did something horrible.
Riley. Thank you for telling me.
You deserve the truth.
I gotta run. There's some stuff I need to do.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, like, in Life is Strange 1, there was that Nathan or whoever.
We'll talk soon?
Who, like,
Yeah.
they constantly
want.
almost...
Mac trying to skip town is sketchy as shit. I bet I could use that to stoke his fear.
Right. They constantly almost had Nathan be, like, someone with some sort of a depth layer in there that would, like, surprise the player with, like, a sudden tiny bit of, I don't know, something other than cookie cutter evil for evil. And then he turned out to be evil for evil anyway. It was so strange.
I know what this means. Somewhere, there's a dog I need to pet.
I suppose so. Okay, I still have no... Hi?
Damn. Maybe there's something around here I can use to get it open.
Yes, random gate that I want to open for no reason. Since we're at it.
I've broken into places for less.
For being locked. What? I'm doing this because the game offered the option. I don't even know what's going on here anymore.
Yee. And I cannot stress this enough. Ha.
Cool. So that's it. We found a wagon wheel and that's the end of it. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe like the deck of cards or whatever, or cigarettes or something there means something later, but not yet at least. Camp.
Somehow, even after everything, I never had to live on the street. I hope this person's all right.
I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not all right in the strict sense of the word, but what you gonna do?
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
They really, really need to... mark these buildings as like with really, really big letters. General store.
This location gets all the foot traffic.
There's no spot for
customers here are a lot nicer than in
drapes
Denver.
store,
Never been to
like
Denver,
silent drapes.
but I
Just-
guarantee they're nice here.
I feel like this place is really missing a store for silent
about
drapes.
The park looks fun
silent
to explore.
curtains. Hello.
What if I'm secretly a total prodigy at disc golf, but never had the chance to find out? Probably for the best, honestly.
Uh-huh. Dispensary.
At least back then, the only people dying in mining accidents were miners.
And now they could have been miners. And
The park
miners
looks
and
fun to
minor.
explore.
I used to babysit Ethan when he was little. This whole thing is so horrible. There's literally nothing I can do for Ethan. I feel so useless.
I've been there.
Again, it's the exact same thing as Murdered Soul Suspect. It's I almost feel like maybe some of those people have worked on this game. Like, you know, maybe some of them went to do games for Deck 9 and so on. It's so the same. But it's kind of like, it reminds me of a cool game, so yeah. Right. Let's go. Is there a fishing minigame?
I wonder how many fish Ducky's caught in this thing.
I don't know, but can we have a fishing minigame?
No, no one's been fired. Yet.
Okay, what does dispensary?
On one hand, there's the open road and the freedom to run away from my problems. On the other, helmet hair.
That kind of hair looks like it's probably gonna survive decently, okay?
Tragically, now isn't the time to check out the rest of Haven.
Just show me where to go, I don't think any of the buildings is called dispensary. I hate to break it to you. Threadbare Outfitters is not the...
Nice to know. Hipsters can survive at this altitude.
Uh-huh. I mean, dispensary
Might be a
sounds...
good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said...
Game, you're being stupid.
Charlotte
Where
wants-
is it? Come on. Please.
to talk to me.
Where?
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Game, please. And it's gonna be a choice that I didn't go there if I don't
Sorry
find
about
it,
today.
you know? The game will be like, you decided to never go visit Charlotte. I'm like, the game never told me what in the actual hell in hell is a dispensary. Like, it sounds like it's like it dispenses water and it's a building that does that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what is the...
Might be a good time to check out the dispensary. Jed said Charlotte wants to talk to me.
Well, there, finally. What in this thing called Silver Dragon says dispensary? Oh boy, game, please.
Oh, sorry.
Just call it drugstore or whatever. Pharmacy.
We met briefly. You're Gabe Chen's sister.
I mean, that's what it's
right?
apparently. There's a
Alex, yeah.
green plus in the thing.
I didn't know him well, but I could tell he had a big heart. I'm so sorry for your
Like
loss.
a racehorse, yes. Like literally a big heart. Oh, see, that's my problem. My eyes are not good at recognizing cannabis leaves. It looked like a fantasy store, and I was like, dispense it. Ugh. Right. It still doesn't say anything to me.
Charlotte?
Alex, hey.
Jed said you wanted to see me?
I just wanted to see how you were doing.
I'm awesome. Let's punch people.
I've been trying to stay busy mostly.
By being
Yeah.
Batman.
Distractions help.
How about you? I can't even imagine what you're going through.
Honestly, I'm really trying to keep it together for Ethan. He's hurting.
I hear he's been having a rough time.
He practically just lost a father. But he's shutting me out. He's never done that before. Not when it mattered.
Stay strong. You'll get through the hard parts. Both of you.
Easier said than done, huh?
Yeah. No shit.
I can't get over the feeling that the one person who could help me deal with the aftermath of Gabe's death is Gabe.
Ouija board?
What
Let's
is
go.
this? An affidavit from Typhon. If I sign, I'm agreeing not to press charges in exchange for a payment. A big one.
See, this is the thing. If it was real life, I don't know how I would like do this 50-50 shot. But because I know it's a video game, I feel like the game is gonna like poke me in the eye if I ask how much money it is, you know? Oh man. But in real life, if it's like, you know, tens of millions, like families all the time take that choice if it's like genuine money that lifts them out of all of the money issues they have, you know? That's a rough choice, man.
That's so shady. Why would they be offering you money if they didn't do anything wrong?
They say it's an offer of good faith. But you're right. He's dead because of them. And I'd be letting them off.
Are you gonna sign it?
I don't know. I'm trying to put Ethan first, but... What would you do? Do you think it would be a betrayal of Gabe?
Bro, man. There's a couple of different elements to this. We don't know enough about the event to fully answer this question either, because like if they did commit an actual, not just a crime of negligence, but like what if something happened that actually, like it's super unlikely, right? Like it seems crazy unlikely that the company would have some sort of a criminal mind, you know, a mind of malice, like real malice, like, you know, that sort of thing to try and kill Gabe. That seems quite unlikely. So it's probably negligence at worst, or best, or, you know, at most. But it's still, we don't know enough about the thing. From what I knew of Gabe from like the 2 hours, 3 hours, I think he would probably agree with the notion of taking the money for Ethan and Ethan's future. I don't know how much money this shop makes. And also like in the Americas, good education is costly. In like it's a hard thing to think of here because in Finland like good education is free. Like you can go to, you know, first the elementary school and then, you know, our equivalents of high schools and you know, universities, whatever. But there are downsides to that too. Like it's still like you can't afford even the tiniest housing if you don't work plus do the studying, but still. The school itself is basically free. You might have to buy your own books, but that's it. And like, you know, calculators, whatever. Oh boy. I don't think it's my place to say to turn the offer down. I think it's her choice, not mine. So, if she feels like there's a motive to take the money for Ethan, then yeah.
You have to put Ethan first. If the money helps, I think you should take it. Thanks, Alex. That means the world.
Like it's a problem in the sense that if that then means that, well, if the company murdered
I really
Gabe,
appreciate you stopping by.
and then
Feel free to take a look around if you want.
are they still off the hook?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
kind of messed up. But if that's how the game goes, I kind of call BS on that one. There's a thing.
Man, these things better do the trick. I'm averaging like 3 hours a night.
Pro tip? Insomnia doesn't usually come from nowhere, and THC is way better at treating it when you're also tackling the underlying cause. Any idea what's keeping you up?
Okie dokie.
Charlotte's dedication to her art is so inspiring.
Alright.
And which part of the brain is responsible for the crazy glowy feelies?
All of it. Sure, let's go. Okay, I think that's everything. I can now go to Mac and see. I don't know. Apparently, the lady, Alex, is convinced that Mac is lying. So, but I mean, she's the one who's been reading auras her entire life. So I guess she's the expert on reading the reaction of purple, which I thought was like vague concern or something, fear, whatever. But
Still need to check the flower shop for Mac.
right, was this something?
Man, these overnight shifts really take it out of me. Yeah.
Talk about the accident? How would I know that? Fuck, now I'm on Diane's shit list.
Thanks, Diane.
Uh-huh. I saw the flower shop. Oh boy. I am so like it's a simple street, but yeah. Here. Okay. Round 2. Chun-Li versus Mac. Let's go. Like she's the Chun-Li but fists. She's the berserker of the group. Let's go. Oh, that's Eleanor. Yes, maybe. I feel like we've either barely saw her or didn't see her. Yeah, I'm so
Eleanor?
blanking.
Oh, sorry.
The door is Belle.
No need to apologize. How are you, dear?
I'm great.
Oh. I'm,
Adjusting?
still just trying to adjust, I think.
Give yourself some time. Change is always hard.
When someone dies, yes.
Is Mac here?
Oh, he was helping me not too long ago. I think he just left. Can't have gotten too far.
Got it. Thanks.
Now, what was I?
She seems aloof. Dementia?
She looks terrified. I can't leave her like this.
I mean, I thought there was something off with her. Oh, okay, color me. Does she see Quake monsters? What?
Okay, time to figure out why she's afraid.
All my memories are fading.
Yeah.
I feel broken.
I thought so, yeah. Damn. This got real very quickly. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I talked to her last time, but the first moment of the dialogue, yeah, that's very well built. I'm like, this is really like, this is heavy, but this scene so far is this is the stuff.
If they know about my condition, they'll make me close this place.
Right. My grandmother was really far gone with this stuff. Grandfather slightly less, but still, you know, getting quite in there before they passed. Or one of my grandmothers.
Doctor said I had more time, but everything is becoming so out of order.
Oh boy. Okay, anything This was closed last time, I think. Let's see.
If Riley finds out, she can't find out.
I'm sure she has. Like, I mean, she can't be that blind. Like, it was obvious from the first bit of dialogue she had.
Thank you, dear. I'll get started on it right away. Just come by with the check whenever you're free.
Holy shit.
Have you seen the movie The Father? That is an excellent depiction of what's going on. Like, that is some heavy stuff. Excellent movie. Sad, but excellent. Very, very sad.
It's not just that she forgot what she was doing. She's afraid she's forgetting everything. But how can I help her?
Good question. this is this is an impressive take on the idea. Or like a sad but cool way to approach it. Like a sadly beautiful, if that makes sense. And I can't shake the feeling. I can't shake the feeling that there's a lot of murdered soul suspect vibes in this. It's so interesting. So interesting. I mean, I'd love to know if some of
to Eleanor and
the
see if I can
people
help.
that worked on this worked on Murdered Soul Suspect. It seems so much like they would have, you know?
Forget what you were working on?
You could say I'm having a bit of a senior moment.
Well, maybe I can help.
Oh boy. Okay, don't ask Riley. That's the one she's gonna be afraid of. Retrace? Thinking harder is not a good one. Focus on something else. Retrace is the best one. Focusing on something else seems like a neutrally weird one. Think harder seems negative. Ask Riley is a big no-no.
Seems like you have a lot going on today. I could help you retrace your steps.
Oh, I don't want to keep you.
Hey. I want to help.
Damn.
Okay. What would Eleanor have done first?
Flowers?
Did you trim these flowers today?
I don't remember.
Oh boy. This is kind of messed up, but this episode picked up a lot right here. So far, so. Lacoste.
You must have flipped the sign to open.
I always flip it first thing when I come in, and then I open my mail. Something must have distracted me.
Better. We can do this.
Fascinating. The foosball in the sorrow bit was kind of odd, like it's so juxtaposing into the oppressive vibe. I didn't know what to make of it. This is pretty cool. Resretugul.
You were over here when I came in. Maybe you were counting the drawer.
You don't have to do this. I'll be all right on my own.
Hey, I'm not going anywhere.
I couldn't. Okay, hold on. I couldn't check the mail, so something must have distracted.
Did you trim these flowers today?
I don't remember.
Right. Okay, so the sign is the step one, and then they did point me towards the mail. I can't click on the mail. It's not the cash register, and it's not the flowers. Phone?
Could a phone call have distracted you?
Yes. I got a call first thing in the morning. But I can't think who it was.
Maybe we can find something to remind you.
Oh, I didn't even realize at first. Yeah, the phone's even... Oh, wow. Cool. This is pretty good. So, like, this section is my favorite bit so far. Riley?
Could it have been Riley who called?
I think that's right. She called to tell me about a new order. Goodness. What was the order for?
The messed up face is a really good touch. Like, that's kind of one of the... Ooh. Wow. Like, it's so heavy and sad, but it's still... Damn. I don't, like... Maybe it's because of my... of the few grandparents who have, like, gone... Or who were kind of lost to this. It sort of has this... It moves me, but not in a way that, like, causes damage. If you like, it's like a fascinating sadness to this. I don't.
Rush order. This must be what Riley came in for.
Rush order paid with check.
I think that order might have been for these lilies.
Of course. Riley helped me pick them out before she left.
Now we just have to figure out who ordered them.
Alright. Is that the register?
The check for the lilies would be in here, right? That could tell us who bought them.
Should.
Mr. Jedediah Lucan. Huh.
Paid order of Leth of Flowers, $89. $89? Arrangement in standing basket.
Looks like the lilies are for Jed.
That's right. Riley dropped off an order for Jed.
I knew you'd figure it out.
I couldn't have done it without you. Seriously, Alex. You're a godsend. Jed must be hosting some event. I wonder why he wants lilies, though. They're traditionally for funerals.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember.
Yeah, that was clear from the first bits she said. See, that's where my expertise ends. I didn't really get to interact way too much about the intricacies with my grandparents about this stuff. Like, do they need to be told about the thing over again or no? Huh. Like, is it meaningful to know a thing, lose it again, feel the pain like over and over? I don't think it's worth.
You know Jed. Probably doesn't know the difference between a lily and a tulip.
Don't sell him short. He's more clever than he seems.
Yeah.
Thanks again for your help. Don't be a stranger.
Yep.
I won't. Promise.
She was fine. Oh God. They're multiplying.
A small minus in the notion that you can, like, cut yourself off from, like, pretty important, you know, mental notes, dialogue, that sort of stuff. She was finally feeling better, I think, was what she was about to say, and then something, I couldn't, I don't know what, and we never see it again. That's kind of a bummer. It's a very common, it's hard to say, like, I guess it's a mistake, yes, but it's like something that some very few dialogue-heavy games deal with. I think Oxenfree fixed it. I haven't played After Party, but they're the same dev, so I would imagine that they continue on that line. Like,
Eleanor said Mac is nearby.
like in Oxenfree, the characters, like when something comes up like "hubba in between a line, then the characters go back and say something like "as I was saying" and start the sentence all over again that they got cut off from.
I don't see him here. Maybe at the bridge?
Which bridge?
How's your progress in Moondrop Ranch?
Uh-huh.
Did you buy your chicken coop?
No.
Well, I mean, this is a bridge. Oh, well, there's this one, but ha!
I'm so fucked. Can't hide from me forever, Mac.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason I suspected that there would be a twist that he's telling the truth, but okay.
Mac,
Alex. Look, it's not a good time.
you owe me an explanation about what happened to Gabe.
What? Costing me my girlfriend wasn't enough for you? Now you're gonna accuse me of killing Gabe too?
I've learned recently in life that it doesn't often pay to be as soft as I often am as a person to people. Like, I should be a much more stern in real life, but from my limited emotional intelligence that I'm not sure I can trust anymore in real or imaginary life, I feel like "I know you're lying" is a confrontational response that he doesn't play well with. Like, he just, like, closes up more if I push on him, so I guess the softer approach is the one that could bring results, but maybe there won't be results anyway, who knows.
I get it. He died on your shift and you're freaked, but you have to come clean.
Please. There's nothing I can tell you.
Mac, come on. He was my big brother.
I can't.
Something definitely has him scared. If I could just push him over the edge.
That's a choice of words right there.
What Riley told me might do it, but I should make sure there isn't anything I still want to do around town first.
That's a very video gamey bit. I think I'm done with the town. I got the... I haven't found Ethan, but I'm not sure I can. That's a very video gamey moment of like, haha, this is the cutoff point. But I think, like, I could, I suppose, Google, like, all the collectibles and then... But I don't want to waste time to that. I feel like we went around, we learned stuff, we got a really cool sequence with the flower shop lady. I think we're good to go.
Okay, let's do this.
Your ex-girlfriend told me about your plans
Oh,
to
boy.
skip town. That's not something innocent people do.
God. It's not... I didn't do anything.
Maybe that is the problem. You didn't do anything, and then you didn't...
Fuck off! Leave me alone!
Run over by a car? What's gonna happen? Should I... What? Silent Hill is coming.
Fuck. I'll deal with Mac when I get to him. For now, I need to learn everything I can.
What? Fascinating sequence, but I couldn't quite... Okay.
Typhon's always watching. They run this whole town.
Okay.
I saw Mac run down that alley.
And I see the camera lady T-posing like a champ.
I saw Mac run down that alley.
Good old T-posing. There we go. That's more like it.
Mac feels like everyone's staring at him.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I killed him. They all hate me.
I have a feeling that's not what the actual newspaper says.
It's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong.
But yeah, I'm more and more murdered soul suspect.
It should have been you instead. Alex?
No! What the hell? There are people out there! I told you to call it off! I saw the way they looked at me at the wake. They all think I let him die.
I know why you're lying. Typhon's forcing you to deny the call.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I know you tried to stop it. They fucked up, not you. Stop lying for them!
You don't get it. This wasn't some accident. I told them you were down there, and they detonated anyway.
On purpose? Why?
I don't know. I swear. And then I get a message telling me to deny there was ever a call.
That's kind of what I was worried about with the affidavit, but
You gotta believe me. Gabe and I, we didn't get along, but I didn't want him dead. And now Typhon's watching me. My girlfriend, she thinks I'm a murderer. My neighbors all hate me. I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Go for a fishing trip?
I think I can calm him down, but does he deserve it?
Deserve it. I have to admit, lately in life, I haven't been too big into people deserving stuff when they've done stuff, but it seems like that this explodey bloody thing, that wasn't him, so yeah, sure.
All right, Mac. Come on. You gotta calm down, okay? Dude, stay with me.
I know what it's like to be doubted. To have everyone think the worst of you. But the truth will come out. I'll make sure of it.
But Typhon...
If Typhon comes after you, they're gonna have to get through me too, okay?
Thanks. I actually feel a little better.
Yeah, well, you learn a thing or two hanging out with shrinks your whole life.
Did he know that?
So, what are you gonna do now?
Don't leave Haven. I'm gonna get to the truth.
Yeah, I don't think an affidavit is gonna, like, it sure as hell shouldn't take them away from criminal liability if they actually, like, just caused the explosion, like, out of, you know, basically FU people, you know? That's a felony. Surely.
Hey.
Also, she doesn't
Yeah,
have to press charges and I can.
Can we talk? Where are you? Okay.
Okie dokie. Insert scene with forest cop. Don't fall off. Just, we've had enough of that.
You were right. About Typhon, about Mac.
Alex.
Mac got the call.
How do you know that?
He got the call and he lied about it.
Doesn't matter.
Someone is putting pressure on him to keep quiet. Someone from the mine and...
It doesn't matter! I keep coming here and playing it back. But it always ends the same.
Ryan.
He's dead.
This is a true story.
He's really dead, Alex.
The civil court. Yeah. Exactly. Alrighty. Let's go to red level. Also, hi Brody. Welcome. Glad to have you. Hope you've had an excellent day. Or night. It's basically early morning for me. I should probably be sleeping, but that's beside the point. I've had a pretty weird set of days, but at least I'm streaming. I gotta be happy about that one. I hope. And so far, this game has been interesting. There was a very, very, very cool scene at the flower shop.
Fault. My job is to keep people safe, and I failed.
You can't prevent explosions, my guy. Okay. All of those are true.
Ryan. I owe you my life.
She's wrong.
I let her cross that log. I put Gabe in harm's way. I'm not a hero. I'm a coward. Worse than worthless.
Oh boy. Okay. I don't like any of these answers. I guess I mean, I maybe could have. I wonder if the Typhon answer would have been a better one, but I really liked the like, you know, I am the walking, talking proof that he did something. Like, you know, it's. These are a little vague for my taste, and they're not super good. And like, I think that You're Braver Than Me is the one that doesn't quite work, because he's gonna have the comeback of, you know, the girl was on the log, which is me. So, the other two, the Neither of Us is Worthless. I'm not sure where this is going, so I don't. It's such an uninformative answer. I don't want to risk it. So I guess by process of very vague elimination, how could you have known?
You've got to stop torturing yourself. You did everything you could have.
It doesn't matter. Gabe's dead. Because of me. Gabe, I'm so sorry.
Forgiving yourself is yeah.
There's only one person holding you responsible for this, Ryan. You need to forgive yourself. You're not alone.
Damn. I'd love a little more info on the dialogue options,
Whoa,
but
hold on. There's a guy in a gorilla suit? Does he also jump off of the cliff and into the pool?
No, he chases a guy in a banana suit. That guy jumps off the cliff and into the pool.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is a Mexican restaurant?
Nominally. The food is, well, terrible. But it's Gabe's favorite place. I tell you, he's the oldest 12-year-old I know. Can I ask you something?
Of course. The juxtaposition with the seas is
You
weird
came
again.
up here to tell me that I was right about Mac. About him getting the call. How did you know?
I'm magic.
There's something you should know about me. And it's gonna be easier to show you than to explain it.
Well, the last one who knew died, so maybe don't. What if it's Jinx?
This is gonna seem sort of weird at first, then really weird. Do you trust me?
We met yesterday. Well, 5 days ago. Wow. Infuriating is dangerous. Sad is super not the way to go. So scary.
Okay. Think of something that just scares the shit out of you. Really focus. Until you feel it.
Like the ring girl. Let's go. long black hair and
Mac,
wet and
Typhon,
stuff.
all of it. You're afraid you won't know how to handle it without Gabe.
Never knew anyone so good at getting into and out of trouble. Oh, man, this one time.
Phone did a bloop. Okay. Right. Timing.
Whatever it is you're thinking about right now, don't stop, okay? Keep going.
Okay.
Yellow glow.
What emotion is this?
Maybe she hasn't seen happiness before? Which checks out. This is a really big clash to the scene that we just had before at the
Must be a good memory. I wonder if I can piece it together.
It's really strange. Like I'm liking this game so far. It does require some getting on board with some stuff here, but there's a really weird set of like these like either clashing vibes, like the sadness and the foosball, or like jumping from the cliffside anger or aggression to this in the immediate next second. It's not bad. It's just it's a little.
Brian sees.
You know, strange. Like life is.
How deep you think?
Deeper than that. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police can spot a goose grave at 100 paces.
The Mounties? Oh, come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How long were you gonna let me dig?
I wasn't gonna stop you.
Huh?
Oh, that's a lot of blood, huh?
Gabe, this is serious. Killing a Canadian goose is a violation of international law.
Shut up. It is not.
They're Canadian geese, Gabe. Property of the Crown.
The crown of...
Property of the Crown, Gabe.
What do we do?
I think, strictly speaking, the Queen is a sort of a doobly-doo of Canada in a really weird roundabout way. I think I've heard this one. At least used to be. Either is or very recently used to be. It's not like a practical position, but it's, you know. But yeah, international law is still like it's by definition national law because it's. So there's a joke in there that he could have seen if.
I see it.
It's supposed to be a lie,
It's
though.
not moving.
It'll move.
Gabe!
So, did you finish burying the goose or not? Okay, also, property of the crown? Really?
Well, they are technically protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. How?
I'm magic. I don't like any of these answers either. Superhero feels tacky. Some kind of freak is not great self-talk, but I guess I'm guilty of that though, so I guess it fits.
There's something wrong with the way I process other people's emotions. I see these auras, I guess. And sometimes, if somebody's feeling something big, it sort of infects me. And I start feeling it too.
Checks out.
And that's what you just did with me? There's nothing wrong with you. You're a literal wizard.
You
It's only ever been the bad emotions before. But that was pure joy.
Who else knows?
Gabe knew.
Gabe did. But now I guess just you. And that's how I know Mac's terrified of Typhon. He reported Gabe's call, and they ignored it. Now they're putting pressure on him to toe the line.
Okay, but why?
I don't know yet. Someone made the decision to let the blast go off. Seems like finding out who would be a good start.
Sounds fair.
So, you're going after Typhon?
Well, I'm Batman.
You'll need help.
Well, I have my plushie at home. We'll
don't
go
have
together.
You're stuck with me now.
The stuffed toy, whatever it was. It looks to me that the game is pointing me toward romancing either him or Stephanie. I don't know if it makes me lame, but I think I'm leaning towards Stephanie. I'm not sure I would find anything in the experience of doing him. Not that it's... I'm not sure I have, like, I'm trying to search for the correct words. Like, you know, like maybe I'm a boring straight white guy. I don't think I would have the capacity to process that kind of an experience in media in a way that gives me anything as an experience. It would just be like, so, you know, that's why.
Okay then. Team up. Do the buddy cop thing.
Shushu needs a Robin costume. Yes.
You're a loose cannon, Jen, but you get results.
Anywhere? And Shushu can be like, holy emotional macaroni, Chen. We need to go and do the Batman.
This one's for you, Gabe.
Is it muted again? It's gonna be
I miss you.
muted, isn't it? Mute in... Yep. Oh boy. Oh man. I don't even know what's like. Oh man. Again, for anyone who missed the first episode, the game has a lot of copyrighted music, right? And there's an option in the game menus that like you can turn on the option of like turning off the copyrighted music so you can stream the game, right? So it doesn't, you know, do the get caught in the systems and cause whatever, you know?
I didn't speak this morning.
So that happens. Instead of like replacing the songs like Forza Horizon 5 does, it uses just like copyright free tracks. It does that. It just like amputates away every song, every music, and just like it's silence, dead silence, and then these people just like rock out or are sad to the music, or even when they sing. Like I had a moment where like Alex herself grabbed a guitar, played some music, and I think sang, and it was nothing. Silence. Complete silence. It was crazy. Kind of missed the old Batman TV show, yeah. I mean, I do too. I saw the old movie not super long ago. It's
Hearing
pretty good.
everyone talk about him, about the life he had here with all of you. I lost the chance to have that. But even though I only had one day with him, he changed my life.
And I got to
I
punch
said
him really hard.
I didn't know if I belonged here. He told me that home isn't something you find. It's something you build.
Sure, unless it's a cave. Then you find it, and you just put a bonfire in it, and it's fine. Oh, it's one of those in the thing.
I love you, Gabe.
Tangled? Movie, right? Maybe? And that's not gonna cause a forest fire, right? And again, mute. I mean, they could at least put the ambient, like, nature sound, right? Oh, and she's singing. Look, she's singing. I think she had like a singing movement for a little bit there. Blum. I mean, okay. So, do I rather have this, or would I have the musics on and splice them up like a maniac in like post editing to deal with it in the YouTubes? I suppose I'd rather have this then. That's fair. So I guess I appreciate that the option is there. It's better to have that than have not. I guess that's true. It's still crazy funny though. Okay. Alex calmed Mac down from his panic, 96%. So yeah, basically the corporate miner lady was like purple, so that's like what? Worried, scared, something. I'm still not sure what that fully means. I'm kind of, I don't know. Feel bad. Eleanor forgot about Gabe's death. Oh, I was in the minority. I don't like. I don't think, like, if I tell an Alzheimer's patient about the death of someone close to me, especially closer to me than close to them, isn't it? Like, but they would still probably be like sad about it because it's a small town and all, wouldn't then I be telling it to her for me and not for her? Like, if she can have the rest of her day be slightly less sorrowful, isn't that the plus? Especially because she has limited time to, have consciousness in the world with Alzheimer's. I feel like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Charlotte signed Typhon's agreement. Charlotte didn't take Typhon's money, and 0% Charlotte signed the agreement after Alex didn't visit her. Okay, I could have visited her to... Yeah, I probably should have. But I did put out in the open, though, that I felt that it just... I felt it is going to be an unrealistic story twist if they, by some other means than negligence, just by malice, real malice, caused Gabe's death. That seems absolutely crazy. With that notion and knowledge, I told her to sign it. If there's actual malice and then that helps them not face consequences, I call bullshit on the story there. Like, I hope it doesn't go there, because that seems contrived and wrong. And not great writing. But, we're not there yet. Let's see. So far, I'm liking this. The story has a couple of small bumps here and there, especially in tone, like, Like, the tone sometimes hits me like a truck in the face, or like an extreme sad to laughing happy, like, gloink. But so far, the dialogue writing is still cute. I kind of like it. And the overall scene writing, I think, is good. It's just that sometimes the connective tissue between the scenes is a little so-and-so. But so far, I'm kind of into this. Especially the flower shop scene alone was... that was really, really good. Like, that scene alone, I think, made this entire game worth playing. That was very, very moving. Very well done. Absolutely. It was inspired. Downright inspired. Alex enjoyed a quiet moment on the dock. Oh, I felt like I had already sat on the roof. Like, I feel like my... Yeah, there. I already did the roof, so I felt like I was one quiet moment done. Alex left the mess for... I didn't! I cleaned the clothes and the dishes. I left apparently like one piece of food wrapper in the mess. You should see my place. You're not doing a mess that... Oh, the thing is... well, cool. Alex put the album on Gabe's memory table. Put the photograph on Gabe's memory table, didn't... Okay, that's a photograph thing. I thought the album was fitting, too. Although the album is kind of like, well, now we can't listen to it later, which is a... I was kind of thinking about that. I was hoping to find something else, but I didn't know that I could find something else. The photo sounds better. Because the album is something you could listen to later and just remember the bro like that. Alex left the happy face on the dartboard. Didn't look at the dartboard. It didn't come up to me, yeah. Or I just didn't realize it was an option. Alex chose to go by Alto in the LARP. Alwyn? How could I choose? I didn't even get the choice to Alwyn. Why? How did you get Alwyn? That's cute. I could only choose Alexandra or Alto. And yet, like, the majority is Alwyn. I didn't even get the choice to that. How does that work? Okay. Alex spent, thinking of Gabe and the boobity-boo. Yeah. Backed Ryan's claim at the wake or admitted she didn't hear Gabe's call. Well, I mean, yeah, truth is probably good. Ryan was able to forgive himself 19%. Woo! Most people offered Ryan Gabe's forgiveness. Whoa. Have people that... Interesting. I thought it was like miles away obvious that the problem is to forgive oneself. Like that's how this kind of like that's how this works when you play things in your mind and try to figure like what they should have done. Like they're blaming themselves, and more to the point, they're being like harsh on themselves. Honestly, like my girlfriend is like trying to just trying to like just get me to exactly do this like all the time, to forgive myself about stuff, and I refuse to because so I have that character flaw really bad. So yeah, like I thought it was like super obvious, but maybe that's okay. Ryan and Alex shook hands at the ravine. 24%. I didn't want to give him the, you know, I didn't want to like open the door to the Ryan romance. I don't feel like it's gonna. Steph seems fun. Alex claimed the title of foosball champion. Woo! I was the best, and in the minority because I'm so good at it. Steph made Storm wither the LARP boss. Alex didn't talk to Steph in the records, or 1%. Yikes. I was in the majority. Yeah, it looked like it's the lightning boss seems more of the area of an 8-ish-year-old. And Kravius is more like when they're 16. I don't know. Alex helped the birdwatcher find her. Oh, I didn't find that one. I think that's an achievement and I missed it. The dog I did get. Okay, cool. I need to replay the whole game with a guide to check off the achievements. I should do that one day. Alex calmed. Okay, and then that's through. Okay, cool. There we are. I liked the episode. I liked it. It had the couple of connective tissues, like from one scene to the next, like from the cliffside with Ryan to lying on their back and laughing with Ryan within like 1 second, like yeah. But beyond that, I don't really. I have a worry about the affidavit being a really, really nasty, like a rollback into the face. I worry that that's going to be a contrived problem, but we're not there yet. We'll see. I liked it. This so far this was a better episode than 1. 1 was really, really slow, and like nothing happened in forever, and then something happened at the very end, which it worked, but it kind of meandered around a little too much. This one was slow in a better way, because slow in sorrow, that kind of worked, you know? And that flower shop scene, oh, I'm gonna remember that forever. That was so good. So good. Like that is, I haven't seen game design that inspired in a long time. Plus, the Alzheimer's theme really speaks to me. Like, that is... It's super, super heavy and sad, but it's so inspired, and it really hit me in a profound way that... I know it's weird that it, like excites me, but, like, that's... The art on display and depicting the notion of losing oneself, it's so... Man, like everyone should see the movie The Father with Anthony Hopkins in the lead, and I forget the other lady's name, but she's also absolutely amazing in the movie. That's like the best movie I've seen in like 5 years, 10 years. It's amazing. It's super sad. It's heavy, super sad stuff, but it's so amazing. And that kind of follows those same teams. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. If you did, please do drop a like or a comment if you would feel like it, and subscribe or share if you want to. It would so much help. And if you've been watching so far, it really genuinely helps and means the world to me. Like, my stuff is in a bit of a dire straits in many ways, and every single view actually genuinely really helps. Like everyone, from one person, everyone helps. Trust me, they do. I've checked. And they mean the world to me in here as well. And in the heart. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.